How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Just before we get into it, as always, please make sure that you are smashing that like button. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. It'll really help the channel out. Yeah, please drop your thoughts and opinions into the comment section down below, along with hitting the notification bell so that you're always aware of when content is out on the channel. And just a quick reminder as well that I have updated the membership features on the channel. There's a level 1 member and a level 2 member. So make sure that you check that out if you want to help out the channel. Now, Leeds United have drawn at Loftus Road. Obviously QPR 2, Leeds United 2 at Loftus Road. And I'll take it, I guess, given obviously the context of the game. Leeds United finding themselves 2-0 down in quite bizarre fashion. But let's start off with the lineups. Obviously, I was really happy to see Joe Rothwell maintain his place in the team. I did think he was going to go with Gruev after his comments about him not being able to play 3 games in a week. But obviously, I remembered that he didn't actually start against Portsmouth, did he? So it made sense why he played today. And I thought it was the correct decision. It was the best team that he could have put out, in my opinion. And you know what? I thought Leeds United came out of the box quite well early on. Sort of first 10-15 minutes, I thought we were all over them. And I just thought it was a matter of time before a goal was going to come in the game. Unfortunately, I was right, but it was for QPR. I mean, can we just have a chat about Brendan Aronson? I mean, similar to Gruev, what is Brendan Aronson bringing to the team at the moment? All he has to do there for me is, I think Beckford said it on LUTV, clear the ball out for a throw-in if you have to. Anything but what he did. He could have done anything apart from what he did. It's an absolute gift for the QPR player. I think it was the same kid that ends up getting sent off at the end of the game, which we will come on to. But yeah, just bizarre, the fact that we started the game so well, completely dominant in possession, we were creating chances, and then Brendan Aronson just gifts their opening goal, and it's a superb finish, by the way. It's a really, really good finish. You can't really blame Meslier for that, probably because he wasn't expecting Brendan Aronson to give the ball away. Like I say, he's facing his own goal with pressure on him, and he's playing a pass like that. Like I said, it's a great finish, but it shouldn't have even happened, really, should it? Let's be honest. And I thought from that point, obviously QPR sat a bit deeper and kind of allowed Leeds United to have the ball, and they were trying to frustrate us, which I felt they did quite well. But I still felt that because Leeds United had been on top in the early stages, that pressure would count for something in the end. And then, obviously, the second goal comes, and you're just thinking, like, how is this able to happen? Like, it's a throw-in, which I get the defence probably think it's going to be a long throw-in. It wasn't a long throw-in. They play a few passes. I think it was Smith, for them, has the freedom of the right-hand side to just whip that ball in. And Steve Cook, of all people, 33 years of age, most championship, grizzled championship person, let's say, in the division, pops up with, again, from their point of view, it's a great header. But one, how has Smith got that much space on the right-hand side to even have the time to set himself for that cross? And how is nobody picking Steve Cook up in the box? They're all just ball watching. And again, it's, both great finishes from them, but both were very, very avoidable goals for Leeds United. And yeah, I'll be honest, guys, I'd given up at that point. I thought the game was done. I'd accepted that it was a defeat. Usually I'm on the edge of my seat when I watch games, at home, but I kind of just sat back and just accepted it. I thought, yeah, it's a defeat. Fine, whatever. But yeah, like I said, the word to use it is just bizarre. I was speaking to my dad at half time, and you know, we were both saying, like, how are we not winning that game? Like, how are we not winning the game? You know, obviously Leeds do pull a goal back before half time. You know, thank God Jayden Bogle did not get on the end of that goal, otherwise it would have been offside. It's gone down as a Morgan Fox own goal. I thought Firpo had got the last touch, but then at half time it showed you it again, and I think he actually does get the decisive touch. But again, great feat from Joel Perot to play in Solomon down the left hand side, and it's a good ball in, and obviously it comes off Morgan Fox. And it's 2-1 Leeds United. Now I was thinking to myself before the goal went in, we either need to get a goal back before half time or just after. And thank God we got that goal just before, because I think it probably changed the QPR team talk. I think if they'd have gone in at 2-0 up, I think they'd have felt a little bit more comfortable, and they'd have come out kind of relaxed in the second half and just sat back and frustrated us even more. But I think the fact that Leeds got that goal back meant that they had to come out second half and, you know, try and come at us a little bit, which I think played into our hands. And again, Daniel Farke out of character, but he makes a sub at half time, and fair play to him, to be fair. You know, fair play for actually having the balls to make that change. Brings Brendan Aronson off, who I thought was completely ineffective in the game. Obviously, he was the one at fault for their opener as well. And he brings on Willie Gnonto in the 10. You know, people have been calling for it for quite a while now, to either see him or Largi Ramazani play in that 10. I actually thought Gnonto came on and he was one of the best players for Leeds in that second half. I thought he was getting involved, he was getting on the ball, the weight of pass was a lot better than Aronson, his decision making was a lot better than Aronson, and obviously Gnonto is involved in our equaliser as well. A lovely threaded ball down that right hand side for Dan James, and obviously James puts it in. I think Solomon has a swipe at it, keeper makes a good save, but then on hand is Jayden Bogle. You know, to get that goal. Obviously, he nearly cost us a goal at the end of the first half, but then he gets the equaliser for us early on in the second. And I'll be honest, guys, I did think we were going to go on and win the game then. I thought we had the better of the second half by a country mile. If I'm being honest with you, the ref was a bit whistle happy in that second half. Every time they kind of went down for the slightest of touches, he was blowing his whistle. You know, complete contrast to the game the other night against Millwall, where I thought the ref could have blown up and used his cards a bit more. That fray up top for them was the absolute definition of a grizzled championship person. You know, moaning all the time, just a big lump of wood up top who was trying to frustrate, obviously, Pascal Struijk and Joe Rodon. And, you know, the fact that he was moaning that much at the red card, I was just thinking, mate, what are you talking about? Let's just talk about that red card briefly before we move on. It's a blatant red card. His studs are high, straight into the back of Dan James's calf, and it's a blatant red card all day long. They can't really have any complaints about it. So, like I said, I don't know what that fray was moaning at. If I'm being honest, he should have been given a second yellow card for dissent. But again, it is what it is. Pascal Struijk, I have to say, very poor from him today. I felt his passing out from the back was way off, and I thought the defence as a whole could have been a lot better in the game. Joe Ruffalo and Tanaka, I thought, had decent games. Firpo was getting involved. Bogle obviously gets the goal. Joel Perot, a bit in and out of the game, if I'm honest, but I still felt was okay. And like I say, Aronson, I mean, needs to be a serious conversation about Brendan Aronson at the minute, guys. There really does. You know, the fact that Gnonto came on and did so well in the second half, for me, I would keep it the same team that started the second half for the rest of the season. Something tells me he won't, though. And, you know, my only glimmer of hope is that the rest that Aronson is about to have, because he's not in the USA side for the international break, can only mean that, you know, hopefully he comes back rested and well energised, and, you know, can hopefully pick up some form. But like I say, guys, Gnonto came on and completely changed our attacking threat, in all honesty. Dan James, I thought, was quite off it as well. I would have taken him off for Ramazani instead of Solomon. I thought Solomon was our biggest threat going forward. But, you know, overall, guys, you know, it was a better performance at Loftus Road than I thought it was going to be. I did think we were going to come out second half, especially after the equaliser, and I did think we were going to win. But at the end of the day, it's a point on the board, which means Leeds United are guaranteed to be top of the table come the end of this weekend. Even if Sheffield United do win, we will be top on goal difference. So again, psychologically, that is huge. Going into the break, and 8 games left now, guys. 8 cup finals, and we really need to hit the ground running against Swansea on the 29th of March. But like I say, given the fact that we were 2-0 down away from home in an early kickoff in London, the fact that we showed good mentality to get ourselves back into the game and get a draw from it, I think is okay, especially after the win against Millwall. If we'd have dropped points there as well, I think we'd be having a totally different conversation. But that win against Millwall has meant that this draw isn't that bad of a result, in all honesty. It's frustrating because I felt, especially first half, we completely battered them. How we were 2-1 down at half-time, I really don't know. But, an error from Brendan Aronson and a complete defensive disaster meant that they were 2-0 up in the game. And, I think Daniel Farke's got some things to address. Like I say, I would like to see Nonto come in and play the number 10 role for the rest of the season now, given that appearance there. But I think the fact that Aronson's getting a rest, I think he'll just continue to play him. Which, again, like I say, it's got us this far. But, I mean, that performance and the fact that he was at fault for the opening goal, and given the impact that Nonto had in that second half, for me, it should be Nonto in the 10 moving forward. But like I say, guys, a decent point given the circumstances, and we hopefully can rest up over the international break. Obviously, I know there's a few players going out and playing for their countries, but hopefully they come back unscathed and ready for the running. Because like I say, guys, 8 cup finals now to determine Leeds United's season. Hopefully Swansea can do us a favour against Burnley, and hopefully Sheff Wednesday can help us out in the Steel City derby tomorrow. But yeah, well, I don't know if you've seen my Twitter feed earlier on, guys, but I'm guessing you're noticing the different angle, and I haven't got my mic and everything. I've had a major nightmare with my Wi-Fi at the moment. I switched over to a new Wi-Fi. It turns out it's not as good as my previous one, so I'm going back to my previous provider, but it's not going to go live for, I think, until the 31st of March. So for the next few weeks, guys, unfortunately there won't be any live streams because I just don't trust the internet. So you're going to be getting pre-recorded videos on my phone like you are now. So apologies for the inconvenience, but after the international break we will be back with all the regular live streams and things like that, so please bear with me. But if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure that you are smashing that like button. It really does help get the video out there. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new, and hit the notification bell, and get all your thoughts and opinions on this afternoon's draw with QPR into the comment section down below. There will be a player ratings video out later on this evening, guys, so make sure that you tune into that, and I'll try and get some content out tomorrow. Keep it locked at Chatting Leeds, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.